This podcast is a production of Widener Law Commonwealth in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. For more information, visit commonwealthlaw.widener.edu/podcast.
Hello and welcome to Widener Law Commonwealth's podcast. I'm your host, Tara Mead. If you were to ask most aspiring lawyers what they hope to do once they graduate and, of course, pass the bar, it's this. They want to help people, to make a difference, to be an advocate. That's a perfect lead-in for our guest, Professor Mary Catherine Scott, who is the director of Widener Law Commonwealth's Central PA Law Clinic. This clinic, which began with the creation of the Harrisburg Civil Law Clinic, is focused on two goals: to provide law students with supervised clinical experience to help clients in need in the community, and provide high-quality legal representation to those who might otherwise be unable to obtain it through other means. Among the accolades and awards she has received in her career, most recently, was from the Central Penn Business Journal, where she was a recipient of their Legal Excellence Award in 2021 in the Civil Legal Services category. But that's just the tip of the iceberg as far as her work and the work of the Central PA Law Clinic. So before we can begin, Professor Scott, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you, Tara.
Well, let's begin by talking about the Central PA Law Clinic. While it's certainly had a presence in our area for some time, can you give us an overview of how it started and how it's evolved over time, and also what type of cases are handled?
Sure. As you said, we started back in 1991, again, to provide legal services to the community, but also providing an opportunity for our students to get third-year legal practice in the community, real world, before they graduated and passed the bar. The types of cases are general civil matters. We handle matters in family law, divorce, support, custody, estate work, powers of attorney, advanced health care directives. We handle consumer law, landlord-tenant law, any kind of area that you would think of in the civil arena, where we take our students not only to administrative hearings, but to magisterial district justices and courts of common pleas, so that the students are getting a wide variety of civil matters, and they're also representing in various locations.
So for Widener Law Commonwealth students who may have heard a little something about the Central PA Law Clinic and want to get involved, at what point in their law school career can they do this, and what criteria do they have to meet in order to be considered?
Two of our prerequisites are that the students must have taken professional responsibility and evidence. And this is very important because the goal is to get every student to a hearing, so they would go to a tribunal and be able to represent their clients. And they have to have a general knowledge of evidence for that purpose, but also professional responsibility, because those areas, those matters come up all the time in our representation, specifically in our elder justice area.
And are most students just involved in the clinic for one semester, or do you have some students who work with the clinic for more than one semester? Mm-hmm. How does that work?
At Widener, you're required to take 6 credits of experiential learning. So depending on if the students want to take all those credits in one semester or over the course of 2 or sometimes 3 semesters, we also give the students an opportunity to volunteer. In the past several years, students have recognized the importance of why they came to law school and to help members of the community. So they have often, after their credits have used up in that area, will stay on and volunteer either as a clinic leader, somebody as a role model to other students that are coming through the clinic, or just want more experience, something to add on to their resume when they graduate.
Now, in your experience and in dealing with other law schools and colleagues at law schools, are law clinics more the exception rather than the norm for students to be involved in? Like something like the Central PA Law Clinic, are there other law schools that do something like this or no?
Sure. All law schools have a clinic, and certainly all law schools have an externship program that place students in the community, government offices, maybe in law firms. But we've found that a lot of times in the clinic you get a special experience because you get the one-on-one opportunity to interview a client and represent a real person with their real needs. It's not just a hypothetical. It's not just working with a law partner or somebody in the government writing briefs or researching. You're actually the attorney of record. You're the attorney that's going to be representing the client under the supervision of myself and other supervising attorneys in the clinic.
And roughly, when you're looking at students and their involvement in the law clinic, I mean, we're talking about a sizable amount of time per week that they're spending, not only researching a particular case, but talking with the client, meeting with the client, going to court. I mean, that seems like a lot in addition to probably an already pretty, busy schedule for a law student.
Absolutely. But I think the students at that point in their career as a third-year student recognize the importance of their ability to help some of these people. We are sometimes the last resort. People that are indigent, sometimes elderly, don't have the opportunity to navigate through the legal system as easily as sometimes they could. And without the help of our students, they might not be able to see their legal matter resolved. And so I think students by that point, while it is a lot of work, they're excited. They want to help. This is what they've worked for 2 years in their doctrinal courses, learning about leases, learning about contracts, learning about divorces and other matters, and then finally get to have that experience with a real client and resolving a matter. It makes all the difference in the world, not only for the student, of course, because they're getting that experience, but for the client who is so appreciative, for our help.
And you normally get referrals from other organizations like the Pennsylvania Legal Aid Society and, the area offices on aging, or no?
Yeah. Most of our referrals we obtain through Mid-Penn Legal Services, the YWCA Domestic Violence Clinic, and the Dauphin County Area Agency on Aging. Word of mouth, certainly provides a resource for our services, but, sometimes we're very limited with the amount of cases that we can take in any given semester.
And roughly how many students do you normally have per semester or year that are able to, that you're able to have work in the law clinic?
Each semester we have anywhere between 10 and 20 students. So depending on the semester, depending on the types of cases that we have, it could get very busy any given week.
And I know that you and I talked recently. There's been a concerted effort to do more to help the elderly in need in our community, something I know that's very near and dear to you.
Certainly.
Notably with your board membership on the Advisory Council of Elder Justice in the courts. Can you talk a little bit about that and how the law clinic will be working on legal issues impacting the elderly, including, but not limited to, the topic of guardianship?
Sure. We're lucky here at Widener Law Commonwealth as one of the only law schools in Pennsylvania that has an elder justice clinic because we have a contract with our area agency on aging. So we're able to help the older Pennsylvanians in our community, specifically in Dauphin County, in areas of the same that we do in the other areas, landlord, tenant, family law, but we also can help in areas of, say, elder neglect, elder abuse, guardianships, grandparent custody. So there's a wide variety of legal issues that affect, elderly residents of Dauphin County that we as a clinic can assist. And one of the areas that we specifically represent our elderly clients in his guardianships. And in addition, Dauphin County is unique in that it has a program for practicing attorneys to get pro bono credit, and that is the Guardianship Pro Bono Monitor Program that started, I believe, back in 2005, 2006 by Judge Todd Hoover, who has since passed. But it was a program to allow attorneys to monitor guardianships in Dauphin County to make sure that they were, working correctly, that there was no exploitation, abuse, neglect, and other such issues. And so the attorneys acted as the eyes and ears of the court. And if they saw an issue, they would write a report to the court and alert the court of these issues so that the court could have a rehearing and review the guardianship. Well, I'm excited to announce that our law clinic is partnering with Dauphin County Orphans Court and the Dauphin County Bar Association, where we are going to assign those similar type cases that practicing attorneys do to our law students. We had 5 cases this semester that were assigned to 5 students, and next semester we're going to do the same. And just yesterday, I took the students to Orphans Court to meet with our clerk of Orphans Court, Jean Marfizo-King, and Judge Engel stopped by, who monitors those guardianship cases, and explained to students the importance of that role and what they will be doing as a guardianship pro bono monitor for Dauphin County.
And what sort of feedback are you getting from students on this program?
Oh, the students are thrilled. And in fact, all of them volunteered. I didn't have to assign those types of cases. But after I explained their role and what they would be doing and how important it was for the court and certainly for that experience for after they graduate, and what a unique experience it is for law students that they're so lucky to be able to participate in this program and, to really help not only the court, but certainly the people that are affected by these guardianship issues.
Picking up on that, for students, not just in this program working with, elder issues, but like looking at it as a whole, what type of feedback do you hear from students who've worked with the law clinic, including students who, have graduated, and also how about employers? Because I think that would give them an edge, having this experience and help them stand out in the field, whether, it's their first job or, as they get more involved in their legal career.
Certainly. I've been practicing for over 20 years in Dauphin County, and I have quite a relationship with several members of the Dauphin County Bar and other counties as well. And I can tell you I've been a pipeline for several employers in this community, for our clinic students. Employers in this community and elsewhere recognize the importance of a clinic because these students have firsthand experience working with clients, doing the research, writing the memos, corresponding with opposing counsel, and ultimately going to court. So they have such an edge over some other students that necessarily are trying to get employed that haven't had the same experience as they have in the clinic. So students, I hear from all walks of life how important the clinic was in their legal education. The best thing they ever did when they were at Widener Law Commonwealth. So that makes me feel good because of that experience and because of that training and expertise that they got working in certain civil matters. Makes me feel very proud of the students.
Do you find, or have you found that some students who went to law school and they have the goal of, okay, I want to practice in this area, they come to the law clinic, they get involved in, helping in a elder care case or, unemployment or landlord issues, and their focus shifts?
Absolutely. I have had so many students through the years that, want to be a criminal prosecutor or a criminal defense attorney and really just to take the civil law clinic as, they need the credits. But then they see the real help that they're providing for clients. I tell students all the time, losing your job, even being, accused of a crime, going through bankruptcy, some of those issues are very, very important. But, sometimes the family law matters are what spark an interest in the students and helping somebody with, obtaining custody of their children or working through a very difficult, abusive divorce. Yes, I have seen students absolutely change their focus and their path after doing some of the cases at the clinic, for sure.
Quite some life-sustaining work,
absolutely,
for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else that you'd like to add that we didn't touch upon as far as the law clinic's concerned?
Just to say that, I would like to echo some of the students that I've had in the past, that it really is the best experience that they've done as part of their law school education. Providing that experience, providing that help into the community. I mean, that's really why we all go to law school, is to help people, I would hope, and using the clinic as a mechanism to do that is certainly very fulfilling to the student and for myself, who I've been there for so many years.
So if you'd like to find out more about the work of the Central PA Law Clinic, please visit our website at commonwealthlaw.widener.edu. You can also contact the Central PA Law Clinic by phone at 717-541-0320. Professor Scott, thank you so much for your time and being on our podcast today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Tara. It's been a pleasure for me as well.
And thanks to each one of you for listening. And until next time, take care and be safe.
Widener University Commonwealth Law School is the Pennsylvania capital's only law school, with 3 specialized centers of legal scholarship through its Law and Government Institute, Environmental Law and Sustainability Center, and Business Advising Program. Widener Law Commonwealth offers an exceptional learning experience that is personal, practical, and professional. Visit commonwealthlaw.widener.edu for more information.